Hello, everybody. We are back this year with a new, I guess, season of American Horror Stories. Recaps on these episodes. I wasn't going to do this, but thanks to you guys, here we are. So, so we're going to talk about this new episode of American Horror Stories. But before we get into it, y'all, let's introduce y'all to the people that's watching for the folks that don't remember or haven't watched or that is new. So, Mike, how about you?
Hello world, it is Mike. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, ThackRayBank66, and I'm on a podcast with Bob. Oh shit, Bob. Bobby, the people under the scares. You can find us on all podcasting platforms, and that is all. Thank you.
All right, Ryan.
All right, everyone. Brother Ghoulish here. You can find me on Brother Ghoulish's Tomb, Blurry Massacre, The Alter Tapes, and Brother Ghoulish's Dracula Breakdown. But if you don't remember any of that, I don't blame you. So just go to brotherghoulish.com. It's all on the first
page. Hey, everybody. I'm Taman Kane. You can find me at Taman Kane. That's at everywhere. So that's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Switch, all those fun places at Taman Kane.
Yes.
Oh. I am Chanise, and the only place you can find me is on Instagram. True Star is the name, TRUSTAR_. I'm currently into Reels. Am I pronouncing it right? Okay. I'm currently into those. Go check those out.
Yeah, I see you doing your little Ken thing, which was hilarious. Yeah. Might as well fell right off that chair. Well, I'm happy to, have you guys back. Tamon, this is your first time here. You used to be all up in the comments and shit last year, so now you here.
Hey, won't he do
it? Right. And S. Westbrook said, "Oh, how I missed y'all." Thanks. Aww. Thank you. We're back. It's hot as shit, but we're here.
Hello.
All right, y'all. So before we get started, I would like to know your expectations for this season of American Horror Stories, because last season was a little bit lackluster. Yes, there were a few gems, but I feel like it wasn't enough. So I'm hoping this season, gives us something a little bit more better. So what are you guys' thoughts on it? Let's start with you, Tamon, since you're new.
After last season, I don't have expectations because I went to last season thinking that this show was going to be, another wonderful Ryan Murphy production, but it sort of highlighted his flaws in his other shows. In continuity, inconsistent storylines, stories that shouldn't have been, even if it's just an hour, like the one of, I think it's called Feral, the one that's about the Hannibals. I watched that one yesterday again. We didn't need that one. So hopefully,
I love that one.
I didn't like it.
That was like one of the best ones.
I love the cast, but I was just like, ugh. That's just me. But hopefully this season, if I have to have any expectation, is that he gives a complete story. It doesn't have to follow back the murder house 3 times like he did in season 1.
Okay. Fair enough. What about you, Mike?
I don't have no expectations. I've learned my lesson. It's going to be what it's going to be. And he's not going to listen. So we're going to get what we're going to get. I'm excited so far. I like what we got with the first episode.
Okay. Ryan?
It may be smart to have no expectations, but I'm expecting more tie-ins, and I'm expecting that they actually saw the feedback from the first season. Not just from fans, but maybe also critics. And so we might have a stronger season out of this one, because they were experimenting a lot in that first season.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Chanise?
I agree with everybody. Like, I don't have no expectations, and then I got like really excited for this the first episode because I'm pretty sure y'all know that Coven was like one of my favorite seasons. But then I thought about it and was like, even in his regular
You froze.
Frozen.
Oh,
All right. Well, sure.
wait, can
Oh,
y'all
there you
hear
go.
me? It cut
Now,
out.
Yeah, there you go.
I was saying that even in like the regular seasons, I feel like they always start off here strong. They start off up here and then they go downhill. So I don't know if this is gonna be like that. Like, oh, they gave us the strong episode first, and then as it go on, it's going to go down or what? Like, I don't know because the first season was all over the place. Like you said, Ryan, it was experimental. They was just trying it out. So I don't know what to think, honestly.
Okay. Y'all all make some good points. I feel the same way. I learned my lesson as well. It's just, you know what? Honestly, I didn't care if we got another season or not. And usually I get hyped for these seasons and like for American Horror Story in general, but I haven't been hyped anymore just because I've just been let down over and over and over again. Now, again, like I said, we did have some fun episodes last year, and I guess it was experimental. But like what y'all were saying, also, I feel like they also have been listening to the fans. So crossing fingers that this season they're giving us more original shit instead of us, like Tamar was saying, going back to Murder House 100 times and just not being original anymore. Like I want to see more originality. And they did a great job with this episode. I do have a problem with this episode just a little bit. And I feel like this is going to be ongoing with the rest of the episodes, but we'll get there. But yes, my expectations is meh. It is what it is. I'm just gonna sit back and just enjoy and see what happens. So yeah.
a small part of me believes that he should probably end the regular American Horror Story and just focus on this and just put his time into individual stories versus expanding into full 10 to 13 episode seasons. Like Chanise said, he normally fails by the end of the season. And so, like, I think if he could just have a singular focus, that may be good for him and Brad.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I agree with that. Probably 2 years ago I would have argued with that, but given what we,
absolutely.
what we got with the newer seasons of American Horror Story, it's just, yeah. If y'all just focus on maybe American Horror Stories and just end the original season, I'll be okay with that. And then just bring back our favorite characters every now and then. That would be cool. And maybe that's what they're planning on doing. You never know. Maybe they're going to end American Horror Story eventually and just continue with stories. So we'll see what happens with that. So I'll be okay with it because I think it's almost time.
Would I be the only one to cry foul? I would be so upset if they're like, "Oh, we're going over the stories." I'm like, "Y'all haven't landed this plane enough times for me to feel confident in this transition." Is there any way I could maybe have a trial period of stories before you commit? I'm very concerned.
Season 1 doesn't count.
That's fair. Because if y'all bring me back to Murder House one more again.
I know.
I'm gonna have a Murder House.
Even like I feel like they keep going back to what people really like because obviously Murder House was one of the most popular seasons. Coven was one of the most popular seasons. Like they keep going back there instead of just trying to make something just as good. So
yeah,
they juicing that Murder House for all it's worth. Like
every time. I mean, after renovations, remodel.
It's never like tied together. Like
not it was on HGTV.
At least if they're going to do it. So one
Chip
week
and
you got
Joanna's going to be in the next one,
house,
Shanice.
and next week is whatever.
Yeah. I mean, so I was looking on IMDb earlier, and they ranked like favorite seasons, or well, the highest rated seasons, and it was like I don't remember all of them, but I do know Asylum was number 1, Murder House was 2, Apocalypse was 3, Coven was 4, 5 I think was Freak Show, and then I draw a blank there.
What was number 1 again? I was that person in class. I do apologize. What was number 1?
Asylum.
I'm okay with that. That's my favorite. So.
Yeah, mine too.
I don't know. Freak Show should have been the last thing because I could not stand that season. I could not stand Freak Show.
Coven would be the last on my list.
Oh, that is the last on my list.
You ain't hear me right, because if you did, you would have smacked me.
What you say?
I heard you.
I said. Ooh. I said, "Hey, girl, hey, Chanise."
She said some foolishness. You don't want to hear it again. You don't want to hear it again.
I feel like I know what you said, and I just feel like that's a shot.
I'm not ready to make enemies. I'm not. I swear.
Yes, you are.
I love Myrtle, Balenciaga. That's what y'all live for, right? That's what y'all want.
I don't understand how you cannot like that. I don't know. Like, I just love the idea of like witches and voodoo and stuff. Like, that's my thing. I really love it.
Me too.
So
me too. That's my point of contention. But as I break out my cat bones and cast them on the table real quick, the way Bobby would boot me out this room, y'all. Bobby is having none of that on.
That's one.
No, listen. Coven is. I can see why it's a favorite to a lot of people. It is like in my top 5, but I do put Asylum and Murder House above it. Coven is a lot of fun. I do have my problems with it as well. And I think it's just a little overhyped, but I do enjoy this season a lot. Yeah.
For me, it's about rewatchability. Like, which season can I have to just randomly pick one, and I'll be happy and I can watch from start to finish. And Coven, Roanoke, and probably Colt, I can just watch.
Coven, Roanoke, Murder House. I've watched all 3 of them like numerous of times. Like, I've never watched them before. The only thing that bothers me about them is that they did not end good. Like, Coven with like all them dying, like the way that happened really got on my nerves. Another ending that really bothered me was Asylum, because I hated how like they didn't tell us anything about these aliens and all. Like, it just I feel like every season they kind of do that. They kind of just have this ending it's like an open-ended question. Like, okay, well, you know what's going on. But that's probably like my only thing.
So what season you think had the perfect ending?
I don't think none of them do.
That was fine. Really?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
I would say this might shock y'all because I'm not a huge fan of Freak Show, but I actually think that they landed that ending pretty decently. Even like with I can't remember his name. I think Dandy. Like his body like floating in the water and everything. It actually still pops up in my mind on a regular basis. Like, I think they landed that plane okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta look at that one over. I literally watched it that one time and I could not stand it. Like, I could not stand that they took Twisty out so soon. Like, that really bothered me because I felt like he was the horror aspect and they could have done so much with him. Like, they could have recruited him into the show. Like, it could have been something. He could have been their killer, for whoever trying to stop this show. Twisty about to handle you. Like, it could have been anything, but they took him on like the second episode. And then and Dandy of all people, like, he really got on my nerves. It bothered me. So I never watched it again.
Aside from the ending being really good, though, the way that Evan Peters' character was throwing gang signs on them housewives, I was okay. I was all right with that part.
Wait, I was low-key disgusted. I was low-key disgusted every time he like this is.
Look, it looked like he was eating Cinnabon or something, baby. He was.
Ouchie.
Look. I wasn't mad at that, but everything else could go. Like, why did they have this queen sitting up there with 3 titties? Why?
Period.
Oh, yeah.
Can I say titties on here? I can't remember. It's been a minute.
That's fine. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, that's okay.
I know my thing keep going out. I don't know what's going on. I might have to switch devices.
It's Papa Legba. I'm telling you.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm
y'all
scared.
better
of that
stop
name.
playing.
You got your Kavasi and your oh,
See,
There you
see, and it's on you, Mike, because you said his ass.
Right.
bye.
I'm about to be the next to go. You better stop playing.
No, don't claim that.
Oh, no, man. You better stop popping them wonders out.
I would live if Bobby popped out one of the Wonders chair. I would live.
I gotta get to practicing, y'all. I feel like Murder House ended perfectly to me. I was just like, you know what, kill them all. It is what it is. Y'all happily ever after in this fucking house. It is what it is. Bam.
Thank you.
We didn't need to revisit them, you know. I want to say Asylum, but they fucked up with the alien part. I think
Yeah.
that's what led to the mystery. But outside of that, I think that was a perfect ending.
Red
Kevin
Tide.
got on my nerves. You
Don't
said Red
bring that
Tide.
up.
Yeah, we. No. Mm-mm.
I'm the only one who stand that. Okay, that's fine.
No. I like the Red Tie ending too, but I'm gonna let y'all finish and I'll come back around to it. I won't forget. Trust.
If I'm being honest, I don't really remember most of these endings.
Oh, really?
Like, I really cannot think of the endings for Murder House. I barely remember watching Asylum. Coven, I barely remember the ending.
I gave you homework. I said you need
You
to go
did.
back and
I
rewatch.
gotta watch Asylum and Hotel again. I do.
You sure do. You sure do.
Asylum is convoluted, but it's great.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think it's the thing about Asylum. I think that worked for me is it's just such a horror season. Like, I really love the horror elements.
It's the scariest season to me. Besides, like Roanoke and Asylum is like the two scariest seasons to me.
You didn't think Cult was scary?
Cult is scary to me. I will give you that.
Yeah, no, it is scary, but
than the 84.
84
it
wasn't
is
scary to me.
No, 84 was more so fun.
Yeah.
Cult was scary, but I'm talking about like on supernatural shit and just I don't know. It just Asylum. That whole season was just dark, and it seemed like it was no hope for any of the characters.
Exactly.
And then it was like when they escape, they always end up right back in the asylum, and then it just was a lot going on, and it was fucking terrifying to me.
And it was like my first time, like for a TV serial that you see like a queer storyline like that, and it made me fall so deeply in love with Sarah Paulson.
Banana.
Yeah.
And
so good times, man. Excellent.
I thought Lily Ray was excellent in that season. She was as the devil.
She was great.
I know
she cracked me up.
I was like, yes, Lily Ray.
That was my favorite part.
Great.
Like I love like possessed demonized stuff. I don't want that to sound weird, but I really love it.
You're in safe company, sis. Don't worry.
And like, I forgot what I was gonna say. My phone keeps going out. Everything keeps going out. But Cult was scary, but on like a real life level.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just really make you think like it's really people out here like that. Like it's legit, like real life scary.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was more like personal than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely. I have to go back and rewatch a lot of these. I mean, I remember them, but just for fun, like I keep telling myself I was going to rewatch Roanoke. So I need to jump right back on that.
I'm sorry, that was just such a good ass story, Roanoke.
Yeah, it's underrated to me. Like a lot of people don't like that one, but it's really good. Yeah,
it was great storytelling.
The second half, yes.
Yeah,
the second half was my favorite. And what was that sentence that lady said?
Oh, you talking about consecrate the land with thy blood?
Dad.
Oh,
that's on me.
That's on me.
Yes.
I'm not from this carnage. All my things to give to you, Audrey.
Yo, they gave me my life. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. Woo. I gotta go back and rewatch that one. Oh man. And and the double feature, Red Tide, cool. That alien shit, man. We not I don't even remember what it was called.
Disappointed.
Don't get me started.
I was so disappointed, y'all. I love aliens. Like, I love alien stuff and conspiracy theory. I love all that stuff, and they just did not deliver.
It didn't land. It didn't fly. It didn't take off.
And they let that little brat live. I was mad about that. I was over it.
Wait, Ryan. Wait, hold up. Wait, because Ryan is like, what's up?
I'm like Marge in the bread shop. Because, like, literally, man, like, I didn't hate it. I mean, I wouldn't put it up high because I'm not delusional, but I thought it was kind of fun. I like what they did with Mamie's character a lot. Like, how you walked in and she was riding old boy. What was his name? Swift Aldrin. What was his name?
I forget his name, but I know what that scene was like a little hectic.
I blocked it out of my head the whole season.
Oh, no, as soon as it ended, it just like washed away.
Let's go.
They should have just kept with Red Tie. Like, I don't think that the writers, I don't know what their problem is, but they just don't do good enough to be trying to do stuff like that. Like, y'all not that experienced, it seems like, to be doing stuff like double features.
Shanice checking resumes at the door for American Horror Story. Now she ain't playing no more.
They telling them y'all not that experienced. Get back.
They can't even get one season complete, but y'all gonna try to do two. That's a shame. I didn't like how they
2-in-1.
Like, I didn't like how they did Red Tide and like how they ended it. Like, it could have been all of that could have been so much more. Then what's her name? Motherfucker. What's her name? She just died.
Shit, what was her name?
I forget.
I was about to say Mona Myrtle. That is Harry Potter.
Lord.
What was her name?
She was coughing a lot.
Yeah.
TB Karen or something like that.
TB Karen,
Karen.
Tuberculosis Karen.
There we go.
Yeah, she was my fave.
She was my favorite too, but like,
she was so good.
She was
it's
great.
just like they never finish stuff. Like, make it make sense at the end at least, and they never do that.
Macaulay Culkin was great too. It was so great to see.
He was. I liked him. I did like him in this season. That season.
My favorite.
But they could. I was hoping they tied it in some way where it was like, oh, that was the series that Wishacom was writing. You know, like they could have did it some way like that. Like the whole time he was creative, this was the show for Netflix that he was writing, or this was his book that he was writing. Like, they could have tied it in some way to make it decent. Because
do you think that they didn't go that way because that would have been too like on the nose?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure, but y'all can't be out here messing up because y'all don't want to give what's expected. But I don't know. I really liked, what's his name? Because I always call him Dandy. I don't know his real name.
Dandy is fine.
Okay. I really liked his character. Like, that's Red Tide was the best character for me for him. You know, like I thought he did really good.
Hotel?
I actually like him better. I actually like him as Dandy because he got on my nerves so much on Freak Show. He did a great job on Freak Show. Like, even though that's not my favorite season, him playing that character and playing the spoiled brat, a murdering spoiled brat, I think he did a great job.
I mean, I don't know. He was a spoiled brat in Hotel too.
No,
his name is Finn Whitrock, by the way.
Finn Whitrock. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Finn, because he was the little sheriff in one of the stories for last season, right? Wasn't he a sheriff or something?
I think you're talking about in Red Tide. He was the husband that was taking the little capsules or whatever.
No, he wasn't the sheriff in one of the short stories.
Oh, not you talking about?
Was it?
You talking about Cody Fern?
Oh, all right, wrong person.
Yeah.
Dang. I guess all white
you talking about Michael Langdon from Apocalypse?
All white people look the same.
Them two don't look the same. All right, so
I'm playing.
I remember when Hotel came out. That's when they did that whole comparison that Brian Murphy hired all the same like white men that look alike. So you had Finn Whitrock, you had
Dylan McDermott.
Dylan McDermott. You had the dude that was Lady Gaga's like partner in Hotel. I forgot his name.
Oh,
Matt Bomer.
So sexy.
No? Yeah, Matt Bomer. Yeah, Matt Bomer.
He is so sexy.
And then you had some.
He is
Cheyenne.
Yes.
Cheyenne
J. Cheyenne Jackson. Yeah. And
I could
if
see
you
those,
literally,
like,
it's a collage, and
It
you
is.
see it, you just like, they all do look alike.
They do all have like similar facial structures and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of them can play Clark Kent, so they all pretty much are the same character.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But
I ain't mad though, because they be doing it, man. The actors they be picking for American Horror Story, like they just
they do such a good job, because I even was iffy about Macaulay Culkin, and I'm like,
I was too.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
You wasn't? I was.
ready.
The only reason I was because I learned the news on our reviews that he was supposed to have like that crazy ass sex scene with Kathy Bates, and I did not want that. I didn't want that.
I wanted that, low key.
No.
Oh my goodness, that's like having sex with
I was
grandma.
excited.
Imagine
Listen,
that in like IMAX.
Not Aunt Kathy.
Yes, Aunt Kathy for sure.
Ooh, talk
Not
about misery for
different.
real. Ciao.
Oh man. Oh Lord. All right, well, let's get in with this episode, y'all.
This is why
So
we
this
be
one
an
is
hour and
titled-
a half.
Yeah, truce. This one is titled Dollhouse, and we have a familiar face, Dennis O'Hare, who plays Mr. Van Wert. He's a doll maker. And in the beginning of this episode, he's interviewing this girl. Apparently she's qualified for the job, but then he ends up kidnapping her and then putting her in, the little dollhouse or whatever. And let me just rewind real quick, because I mentioned earlier this is where I was a little disappointed with the show. So American Horror Stories and American Horror Story, every time they give us like a trailer, sometimes even the opening like scenes and stuff, sometimes those are more scarier than the actual episodes itself. So the trailer for this, my expectation was it was going to be like this crazy doll situation. These dolls are coming alive and maybe killing people or just doing something more, scarier and just insane. I wasn't expecting like these women being trapped in this dollhouse and they're, covering up and they're fighting to be, even though it's a unique storyline, I like it. But when you watch the trailer, it gives you something a little different than what we got. And that tends to happen a lot in the American Horror Story universe. So I feel like even though we got this and I like it, I kind of want to see more of what we got in the trailer.
Right.
Because that trailer was kind of creepy to me, And I wasn't really creeped out too much with this episode. Maybe a couple scenes, but
I was expecting for like the women to be like House of Wax. Remember how he was like putting them all in wax and they were still alive? Yeah. Like I was expecting that when I seen them like posed and everything. So I was kind of disappointed when they just took those masks off, because I thought it would just be a little darker in that way. So.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah. That would have been.
I guess he did that to her at the end, I guess.
Yeah.
But you would have liked to see it all the way through. I feel what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little mannequin mixed with a little dolls. The 80s movie, I think it's 80s movie dolls.
Yeah.
Expecting a little bit of that. I think that's part of American Horror Stories thing. Like they do these sort of different trailers and promos that gives you like a hint of what it's about, but not really what it's going to be about. But I do agree with you on this one. Like the horror element in this season, this episode could have been higher, even though that's a scary ass situation to be kidnapped on the interview. That's
oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, totally. And just imagine like somehow being put in a dollhouse and you have to I feel like being put in a situation is scary itself. That's why I still like the episode, because in general it is a horrible situation because you have to, do these tasks and
I would have been
do these tasks.
Hey.
Oh yeah, me too. 100%. I would have been first one to go. What's her name? Kobe. She was lucky that she had, abracadabra, because child, I think she would have been chopped. But
definitely that hand was already a little precursor.
Right. So pretty much, she's put in a situation where, she is dressed up as this doll with all these other women that's been kidnapped, and they have to do these tasks in order to see if they're good enough, they would be a good enough mother to Dylan. Not Dylan. What's his name? I just forgot it that quick.
The baby.
Oh, okay, the baby. I live.
The
We're talking
baby.
about Otis, though. Otis.
Otis, yeah.
Otis. To be, his mama, and
I'm sorry, I won't do it again, Bobby. I swear.
It's okay. So yeah, and luckily, Kobe, she has these powers that she can like move stuff. And I was a little iffy at first with that because I'm like, all right, did she have a string? Did she do something? Because at first I'm like, they're not going to make her have powers. Like, why would that come out of nowhere, But then she did it again, and then she used it again later on when she opened the door. So I said, all right, so she must be a witch. I already came to the conclusion that's what she was. But then I had no idea that it was going to tie into.
Is it me, or was that tie-in probably more important than the entire episode?
It was.
I really, it was
not
like
to me, but I'll let y'all go first.
It didn't even dawn on me that she was. For some reason, I was like, "Oh, she's a mutant." It didn't even dawn on me that she could be a witch in this universe.
I'm with you, Mike.
Like, okay, she's a witch. I get it.
But she had like a sinister look on her face when she first started using it. I was low-key mad that she didn't want to try to expand her powers because I would be flinging shit left and right if I had telekinesis.
Yes.
Oh, true.
Same.
True.
So said that she didn't do any of that type of stuff because she would have been killed based off her upbringing, like Misty Day.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like she wasn't developed too. Like I feel like she didn't know how to use her powers all the way. She knew how to use them like in a minimal way. So all she can do is move stuff and unlock doors. So I feel like she wasn't used to her full potential. And I mean, obviously she goes to the house, the camp, not the camp, but the the witch house or whatever. So I'm sure she's going to expand her powers there. But I knew right away that she was a witch because, again, American Horror Story, like after that moment with the door, I said, yeah, she's a witch because I can't think of a mutant or nothing because this is American Horror Story and they like to do tie-ins. They like to make things connect. So I knew that she was a witch. I just had no idea that it was going to connect to Coven.
I thought it was like you said at first, like she was on a string the first time, and then when she made it happen again, I was like, okay, it's definitely powers related. Mm-hmm. But the only reason I didn't expect witch, I guess I was praying that she'd be like a telepathic youth or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily magic. So I guess I was surprised to find out pleasantly surprised that she was a witch. Like I was definitely pleasantly surprised. Like, oh, that's a nice tie-in. Like that's cute. But I definitely didn't see it coming.
I was too. I didn't see it coming. Like the whole time I was just sitting there like stupid. Like, wow, she has powers. Like I had no clue. I am upset that she didn't at least try to use it like on other things. Like she could have tried to do so much more than she did, but I guess it's only one episode, so it's minimal. But
she tried at the end, but I mean, maybe she didn't really try. But when the thing was coming down to her to turn into
the electricity,
electricity flicker and shit. So like, she tried, but she had no training.
Yeah, she had no training. That's the thing.
Yeah, true.
I live for what Bobby Jetpack is saying down here, the clown. And also, hey, Bobby Jetpack, I love your art. I just wanted to say that real quick. But that clown outfit was super fitting for her. Shake my head. Don't do her like that.
I wanted her to take that off.
I loved it.
Bobby quick with the pictures, love. Look.
No, I had that one queued up already.
Oh, good. Work, Bobby. Work.
Right.
What costume would y'all have picked?
The clown for me.
Yeah.
What were the other ones in there?
It was like some little cute blue one. Look, I was peeking in the background because I watched it twice. And it was like this cute blue one with some type of flowers on it. I was like, ooh, why she ain't picked that?
Okay.
I thought the maid uniform was cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one that girl had on, I ain't like that girl though.
Oh yeah,
child, she was she was
like, I understood why she was upset, but you doing too much. Like this is already stressful. I don't need you checking me every day. She was. They should have jumped their ass when there was 5 of them. I was not.
Yes.
They
even said it. One of them said it. I think her name was Harleen. She said, "Well, maybe we should jump them or whatever." But she said,
Kobe was like, "We should have been there when it was more of us."
Exactly, and there was only 3 of them at that point, and then the other one was so hell bent on getting Kobe out of here and trying to be the winner. So she was out. She was annoying though. What was her name? Was it Faye?
Aurelia?
It was Faye. The one
I think it was Faye.
Black and white maid uniform.
Yeah.
Sydney Prescott. That's her name.
Sydney Prescott accent.
You said Sydney Prescott. Ooh.
No,
Michael, you choose the violence tonight.
Shady boots, hon.
What happened to the black girl after she messed up on that shirt?
She got slammed the fuck up.
She got thrown it away. She got thrown it away. They didn't take no time. Is gutting her.
I was like, did they die in the well or they just like starve or something? Because
they did. I mean, it may not be immediately, but it might be 7 days later or some shit. But they did.
Right. The first girl definitely. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
Was I the one that got callbacks to Penny as Janet Jackson in Good Times with the whole burning of the iron thing?
Yep.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I was like, if I said I was with JJ, I swear I was waiting for her to say that. That callback would have sent me over, Chad.
I would have turned it off. I would have been like, you know what? Chanise left.
She can't take it over. She was like, this is not what I signed up for. What's going on right now?
I actually was thinking that she was going to pass that test because they was mixing the herbs and stuff. I was like, okay, she's a witch. Maybe she does know something. You can figure that out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Zoe Kravitz over there, she her conscience smelled like a whorehouse, and I died when he said like a whorehouse.
He was over it.
He was everything, by the way.
He was. He was.
I was like, did they say whorehouse? Damn.
He said like a whorehouse.
Oh, that bitch was cold-blooded too. When they had to set the plates and spoons and shit up, and then she switched it the last second.
I live.
She was like, bitch, you want a copy? Yeah. She said, you want a copy? Let me fuck you up real quick.
I'm gonna get you right together.
Right.
Oh, okay.
This is for survival.
Oh man. That was like that. I think I would have fucked up all the way. Like it's would have been done because I wouldn't have got any of that right. So she was smart though, Kobe, with doing the whole fake out with the mannequins. So like that's was kind of like to stall them and then they can run out and stuff. But it just got on my nerves when the girls like ran out and they didn't want to go along with the plan and they did their own separate things. And then Faye tried to kill the other girl, but then she got shot in the head and then they killed the other one. And then I already knew Kobe was going to like obviously survive because it's focused on her. But I didn't expect that she was going to be turned into a doll.
I thought just Stepford. I thought she was going to be a Stepford wife. I didn't think that she was going to become a mannequin.
Same.
I would have been dead. I was cursing Kobe out so much when she was like, "I'm going back in this house.
Leave him."
I know why she went.
And then I would have been shot.
I'm happy she did. She would have been dead. They would have got her out of here if she didn't.
I don't understand how they got caught. This big ass dude is running. I don't understand how he she was screaming, but there's so much space around them. I don't understand how they got caught. I don't get it.
You make too much noise and you're slow. So let me go ahead and get you out here before.
He took too long to kill her because I would have left her. I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have killed her because that slowed me down.
Yeah,
I dust her.
Exactly.
I break her ankle. Like the reality is though, like I forgot. Go ahead.
Is that so?
I need to leave that shit alone.
What would y'all's plan have been to escape if it weren't going to be what she did?
Win the competition.
Win the competition and be the mother. And be a doll.
We didn't know that was going to happen at the time, okay?
Because they thought they was getting away. The girl in the main outfit said, "I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna be mommy. I'm gonna be wife, and I'm gonna get out of here."
Out of here for the race boy, and that's it.
Wait. Didn't they shoot her or something in the stomach, Kobe? Or am I tripping?
He tased her because he keeps.
Oh, because I thought the little boy shot her or something. Because I'm like, where's the hole?
Oh yeah, he tased her.
Oh no, he tased her.
Tased her. Okay.
Yeah, he got.
How was she supposed to go to the bathroom in that thing?
She's not
on herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it could. We don't know. I mean, she did have on clothes under the machine, so maybe
a catheter or something. You think like a little
Yeah.
bag?
They doing too much.
A pocket,
Yeah.
little pocket.
Yeah, or they could swap it out and just put a new one in. I don't know.
I know.
Bart.
That's a lot of upkeep. That's a lot of upkeep for a fantasy child. That's gonna take me right up out of fantasy.
What does that smell? You're not perfect.
You say you're not perfect anymore.
Out of here.
Yo,
is it me? Were the witches in the '60s more badass than the ones we got in Coven because they came in there and showed their ass?
Yes, they didn't play.
They really did, but I felt that way about Sarah Paulson in Apocalypse. Like
yeah.
I thought she was much more badass in Apocalypse than she was in Coven.
She was
knocking down all that gin for 20 years and shit. She was run down when she was at the top of Coven.
I think
that was a battle axe.
My favorite scene was when she closed the boy mouth. Remember that scene? Or she did something so he couldn't talk anymore in Apocalypse.
Oh, Spaulding. Oh wait. Oh, you're talking about. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, you burnt the mist stuff, and then she sealed his mouth.
Yeah.
The main two guys that were running the fraternity. I mean, not the fraternity, but the male.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she ain't playing. Like, I liked her better in Apocalypse as the Supreme than I did in the Coven.
I think that was the most she's done as
probably.
Lips. But Fiona was a force. Fiona wouldn't even have that conversation with any of them.
Definitely. That's grandma. It would have been over. But I thought also in this first episode, when she was screaming and she was on the table, more stuff could have happened. Like nothing was being knocked over, nothing. The lights was just flickering, and that's that.
Mm-hmm. They said that Billy was her because he wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, like nothing was falling. Like something should have happened to like really scare them. But it just was like, oh, all right, I'm just gonna get plastic up. Or
I remember. Well, maybe earlier, y'all. I remember now. You can go ahead, Bobby. It's fine. Go ahead.
All I was going to say was maybe they'll revisit this again in like the last episode, kind of like how they did in last year where they did the Murder House. Like we had the first 2 episodes and then did the other stories, and then the last episode we went back. So maybe they'll do the same thing and we'll revisit. Yeah, we'll see what happened with her, or maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
But go ahead, Rob. What are you going to say?
The only thing I was frustrated about was like, and they addressed it in the episode later, but I was like, why don't y'all just like gang up on them? I understand like he has like a guard and there's him, but he's kind of frail. He's like, he built up like Mr. Burns. Like I definitely would have been like, we need to rush this man. Like I'm not about to be stuck up in here like this.
Right.
And especially if all he had was a taser.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Break off one of them things on that staircase, sharpen it, and then.
Well,
I mean,
just like the main girl
he unscrewed the thing on the bedpost, and then he had a weapon already. It's 3 more of those. Everybody gets one.
That's true.
Everyone get one and just go in. Start
and go in.
And I'm like, sis, don't you got powers? Aren't you Carrie? Like,
yes. Oh my goodness.
You can't throw him up against the wall or nothing.
Right.
You're useless.
You're useless though.
You're useless.
Avada Kedavra, do something. Damn, like we up in here getting killed and shit.
He's no Supreme. Get out of here.
I thought at one point she was going to hurt Otis. I was like, I feel you.
I have no clue what's happening with my connection.
I did not see that coming from you, Mike. You don't fuck with the kids at all, baby. You thought you would have got Otis.
From the moment he was on screen, all that.
I knew I didn't trust him when I saw that part, baby. That's a nasty part, Otis. That's a nasty part.
I felt like, okay, this is a way for me to get out, threaten his son, and I can get up out of here.
Yeah,
but
you should have snapped his ass down and left out of there.
I feel like she could have snapped all their necks, and she should have been practicing instead of doing that other shit. And that bitch would have been the first person I practiced on.
Black
that
and white
attitude in the house.
That's hilarious.
I did find it was interesting that Otis. Is it time to say his middle name yet, or no?
Well, I was about to get into it. So, the twist is obviously we got Coven and the witches, and we find out, Colby is, a witch. And she takes what's his face again? I forgot that quick.
The baby.
Otis. They take Otis. And come to find out when she asks, "Do you got a middle name?" He turned out to be, this guy.
Yeah.
Spalding.
He looked just like his daddy.
Yeah. Which was brilliant casting, I think.
He looks like Scary Movie.
That was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. I was begging at that part. I was like, oh, and then we had, Miss Thing coming out, Miss Myrtle Smell. I said, what?
So cute, by the way, the little actress.
I was like, get out of here. Go find something to do.
Tamar, you can babysit my kids. You got them together real quick. Look, go sit over there.
I've had enough. The door. Look at the door.
That's discipline for your ass, baby.
Okay. I thought it was so cool that they did connect it that way, and now it makes more sense about Spotting his affection with dolls and a watcher for the Coven all these years. You was not. You actually just showed up 20 years later, 20 years prior.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really dope.
Yeah. And that's what I like. Like, they pick these little moments in the original show and then, like, kind of build upon it. I wouldn't have never thought that they would have used Spalding and used him in American Horror Stories. And it was pretty cool tie-in. So I liked it. So it makes me wonder what else they're going to do, with the other seasons.
Yeah.
I think that's I agree with you, Bobby. And I felt like when we were doing the review last year, we were asking for some of this. Like, it'd be kind of cool for them to do dives into certain characters that left that impact. Because the moment they said Spalding, I literally I audibly gasped on my couch. Because it's dope. Like, that's a dope tie-in, and it doesn't feel forced. It was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right.
For me,
and one last thing. I'm sorry, Tim. One last thing. I'm so sorry. I just want to say this. And I think it's kind of cool because it puts into perspective how he was treating Montgomery like a doll, like the way that he was treating her. And stuff. Oh, thank you. Yep. Thank you.
Yes. I forgot all about that.
I didn't think about it until I went back and watched the clips.
And Black Baby from Candyman, that he took from Marie Laveau.
Yes.
She had the baby and all of that. The baby.
Wait, we ain't on the same page. I'm over here yes, and y'all laughing. I'm like, oh shit, I missed it. I'm believing you. I'm about to be on another thing. In another thing. Get off here now.
Anthony, but it wasn't baby Anthony. It was some baby that Marie Laveau stole from the hospital.
Yeah.
Don't mess with
it. Oh, I caught it. I'm sorry, Tamon. Just Bobby's used to it at this point. It takes a second, but I'm here now. We here now. We're here.
Yo, but overall, I think this was a good episode, and I enjoyed it. It was a strong start.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to keep going. I want that momentum. Now I do I've seen the trailer, and we have some new faces. I think Alicia Silverstone is going to be on an episode, which I'm excited about. Electra from Pose is going to be on there. I forgot her real name. I think it's Dominique Jackson. She's going to be on.
Correct.
Who else is going to be on? Gabrielle Cinebe is going to be come back. And that's all I've seen as far as familiar face. Oh, Cody Fern is coming back as well. So that's all I seen that's as far as familiar faces. So I'm excited to see what this one to give this season.
Do we know what the next episode is?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if they released the trailer.
I have the titles of the episodes because Mark had sent it to us. I don't have it up in front of me, but they did name the episodes.
Yeah. All I want is a ball episode.
I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes, that was my favorite episode of the first season.
You didn't mention that to me earlier. I was about to say, what about look? I need Ball to come back in this new season,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it'll be
Mm-hmm.
right. See, look, Ryan, like I forgot we were seeing each other last year with this. Michael is judging.
Michael ain't one to judge. He does infanticide, child. He can't talk about us.
Oh no!
You know, as I gotten to know this man, yeah, true. Facts.
He's too muscly. That's all. That's my only complaint. That's all.
That thing is 7 foot tall with shoulders wider than Idris Elba's. And you talking about some no? All right, Chad. All right.
You don't like him too juicy.
I don't want a Rosemary's Baby, although I can't have it. But
I don't blame you on that part. But child, it's worth the risk, right?
It definitely. I learned to spell and everything, and nothing happened. And so, like, where are you?
Don't say that because you're gonna turn around. I only had one last take about this episode. It's metaphor based, so I saved it to the end after we had a good time because I didn't want to suck the oxygen out the room.
Oh,
but
God.
All right, so me. No, but you know what I really think is kind of cool? I think like this dude clearly had like a weird God complex, and that's why he did that like little speech at the top of the episode.
Yeah,
and he saw old girl, and he saw like there's nothing in her right now that is going to inhibit me from creating my version of Garden of Eden. Like this dollhouse was to him what the Garden of Eden would be to God, and he's foolish enough to believe that he can recreate that scenario. And when you look at the episode from that perspective, it's really a cool episode. Like even the little weird tasks that they be having people do. And y'all know I forget stuff easy. I'm about to start talking about Magic School Bus and shit. No,
go ahead. Sorry.
Like even like the weird tasks and stuff they be having them do, it kind of feels like how we get quote unquote tested by God and stuff, and how in the grand scheme of things with everything going on in the world, why do these tests matter in the bigger issues that are actually happening in our world, and why are we judged so harshly against them? Like that's kind of how I saw it, and I was like, I think they did a great job with the episode because it's so fun just on like a horror fan level, but it's like I think he like actually tried to integrate like a little bit of a metaphor in there with that, and it was fun to like try to pick it apart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to. I mean, I get the whole metaphor thing too, but like sometimes I just see things as it just is. So I'm just like, so the whole dollhouse situation. How did they get in there? Is it like a magical situation where they end up being in the dollhouse, or is this something already built like that? And it's just kind of like, oh well. You said what?
He showed it's adjacent to his real house. I actually thought it was going to be like a shrunken miniature dollhouse, like on Charm, like something really small, and some type of way they got into this dollhouse. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember Are You Afraid of the Dark? And there was an episode where this girl, she moved. Well, she was like like visiting her grandmother, whatever. She was looking for her friend. Every time she visited her grandmother, she would have this friend. But when she went to visit that summer, her friend was gone. The family had moved without, any notice or whatever. Come to find out, the family moved because their daughter went missing. So when the girl went inside the house, it was kind of like a dollhouse to the inside. So it was like a house within a house, and the girl got trapped inside a dollhouse. And the longer you stay in there, you start to become a doll. So slowly she was turning into like a porcelain doll. That's what I was kind of getting with this episode. Well, I wanted to get with this episode a little bit because that was terrifying. If you like, the longer you stay in there, you become like this porcelain doll or whatever the case may be. Now I want to rewatch that. It's been a while, but I kind of thought about that. So I don't know. Maybe they'll revisit that at some point too. Who knows? But overall, thoughts on this episode, final says before we rate and then bounce.
I think it's a strong start. Hopefully we keep it up. That's all I gotta say. Again, no expectations. I'm just excited for the next episode.
I'll jump on next and just say like, Tim, I'm sorry. Did you want to go first? I don't mind.
Go.
All right.
Like, I definitely want to echo that. Like, it was a strong start, and I hope that they do listen to what we were saying last season and keep up this momentum, because it would really suck if they broke our hearts. Because to dig in deeper to some of our like favorite storylines in American Horror Story is a cool opportunity. Don't do it every episode because then it gets cheap, but like have like the same level of care and attention to the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how I feel yet about tapping into other seasons of American Horror Story. That was one thing that irritated me so much about the first season of the show, is that yes, everyone loves Murder House, but Jesus, we had Murder House and we had Murder House HGTV. We had a whole different storyline with Murder House. Enough. I love Coven. We don't have to have 2 more episodes linking us back to Coven. Now, if we talk about Marie Laveau, that's a whole different conversation. But all in all, I think this is a cool start. I still have no expectation. I'm excited to see some of my favorites. From the cast list is very diverse this season, so I'm excited for that. But I need the fear to be dialed up. I haven't been scared yet, so that's what I want.
Same. Do you think we're just desensitized and nothing scares us anymore? And we're just like,
that could be a fact too, right? But like, I think season 1, the drive-in theater, because that could have easily been me if that was the opportunity to go to a movie that was cursed or whatever. I would definitely be one of those ones. But like, oh my God, let's go see it.
Yeah,
so,
that was actually a good scary episode. I feel like that was scary. You're right. Again, this Dollhouse episode could have went like the more horrific route, going back to the promos. I feel like that was more scary than the episode itself. But yeah, you're right. I want them to dial it up a little bit more. I want to be scared. Like I want them to do something different that had me just like, yo, that's insane. So hopefully we get some of that. Maybe we'll get that with Dominique Jackson's episode. Maybe she's going to give us like a Candyman type of thing, situation. Yeah. So actually, I think one of the episodes is called Bloody Mary or something. That might be, So that might be, her episode. So,
that would be dope, actually. To tap into some legends, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Ooh, or we can get an urban legend season of American Horror Story, but I feel like they would fuck that up big time.
Probably
it's worth the risk.
Yeah,
it's worth the risk, right?
Yeah.
Bring back just do an urban legend season of American Horror Story, and then somehow throw in Brenda from the movie Urban Legend. Ooh. I would live.
Hard. Wait,
yes, that's my bitch. Queen. She turned that role out.
Is. I know Alicia Silverstone has the last episode. That's all I know.
I can't wait to see what they do with her.
Same. I know. I've been waiting her to come back to horror for forever.
Yeah. Because I was excited to see her in the Lodge, and then she was in the first, 5 minutes, and then
I stopped watching it.
It's a great movie, though.
I believe it. I came for her.
Then again, you like Coven, so I can only expect with so much, right?
I do. I like Coven quite a bit.
The Pisces energy is getting a little strong in here. So,
wait, Tamar, are you a Pisces?
228.
Oh, 226. My mom's 228. Hey. Yes.
Wow.
I don't trust the March Pisces at all.
Oh, aren't they ruthless?
Awful. Run.
Yes. We'll talk offline about that. I got something to say.
Yeah. All right.
Pisces, we love y'all. Both months.
Just February. Do half the heart.
Yeah.
Look, can we do it? I don't know if that's possible.
Oh, there we go. No, the other one.
Yeah. Hold up. I got you. Hold up. We boom.
Wow.
I live. All right, ratings. I'll go first. I'll give this one a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed this one. It was fresh. It was different. Even though I would probably give it a full 5 if it gave me what I was stating before. But yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. What about y'all?
I agree. 4 out of 5 is fair. I might go up to 4.5, but it's definitely not at 5 because there's some stuff that they need to kind of work through for sure. I agree. More hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I feel safe with the 4. It checked a lot of boxes, but I wasn't like terrified. The only real kill scene we got was what's Zendaya when she got stabbed.
Yo.
She got stabbed in the chest after.
Why she get stabbed? What was
Right.
She messed up that shirt.
No point.
She messed up that shirt. One, it was supposed to be folds, not creases, not fold. Wait.
But I was not expecting that. He just tossed the other one in damn well. He stabbed the fuck out of her. He stabbed her and then stabbed her. Because she was black. It's 1961. Ain't that the year?
That's why he was so hard on her. The entire competition, he was wearing her ass out because Zoe Kravitz was not having it.
I expected more of you.
When she took off her mask, she's like, they came to my house. I don't even know why they took me. Zoe Kravitz. That's who looked like that one.
I'll give it a 3.75. I'm going to reserve the 4 for another episode first.
I always do this.
It be giving me some, like low-key life, the fractions.
Right.
I feel like there may be a better one, so I'm going to hold out on the 4.
Okay.
But I agree there should have been horror. But I do think you had a point that we're desensitized to a lot of this. So even though this wasn't scary at all, I think most things that are supposed to be scary are not going to scare us.
Yeah.
So unless they do some like in middle of the ocean, like underwater shit, it's probably not going to scare me.
Well, yeah, that's a real life fear of ours. So yeah, of course, So yeah, I guess it depends on the person. Like this was just like, I mean, it is scary moments. Like if this was real life, of course it's terrifying. But just watching it from the outside is just like, okay. Give me Hunted Dolls. I want that. Start fucking people up.
This episode could be a full season, like some of the episodes from season 1.
In my personal opinion, I would say no, and it's not even out of shade because it was enjoyable, but I think it existed well within its limits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna go back. So if it went back to like how the promotions was, then maybe I'll probably just say full season depending on how that episode would have went. But yeah, I agree with Ryan. I think this is fine. Just one episode.
Agreed.
You don't need to revisit it.
Me and my friend was watching. He was wearing Ron Murphy out. He was like, "This is the first 15 minutes in a season. This would have been episode 6 of us finding out that
that's true.
On the trial, this is what's happening." So yeah,
right.
That's what they got to stop. They got to stop that shit.
Give us the story and let's keep it moving.
Yes, 100%. All right. Well, that was Dollhouse. Very enjoyable episode, and I'm happy that this what brought us back to be doing this again. So let's hope for episode 2. That it gives us what we want as well, and we're just as excited. Hopefully it doesn't take a nosedive like it usually does. So.
That'll be the title of the episode, Nosedive.
Isn't that already?
That's a Black Mirror episode.
I love that episode.
Oh, nice catch.
Yeah. That's Black Mirror. That's when what's her name was getting all on ratings and she was going crazy because everybody was giving her low ratings and shit. And by the end of the episode, she just lost her fucking mind.
Oh, Miss Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Running in Hills through Jurassic World.
Oh,
she served though.
She did
with that bob. I recently seen. I don't know how true this is, but I've seen something like because they were saying, what's her real name? Damn,
Bryce.
I'm so bad with names.
Bryce
Dallas Howard.
Yes,
Bryce Dallas Howard. Because she's naturally she's pretty thick in real life, and I heard that they had to Photoshop out her ass and make it a little bit flatter because she, yeah. because and I'm just like, really, like, come on, because she's a naturally, like, she's really thick in real life, you know. Even when she's toned, she's really, you know. But in that movie, I heard that they had to pick it out.
I can't.
You looked at it.
I can't.
So rude.
I never looked before, but she definitely got cakeage.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Baby. She got clappers on deck. Okay.
I don't know if y'all could see the blue. I'm trying to the purple. Oh wait, why is it? Oh, I scrolled up. Shit.
Not me leaning in so deeply, Gerald.
Thick.
Oh, I see.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Right.
Come on, dumplings.
She caked up and coined down, baby.
Right.
Hot cross buns. The bakery is now open.
Hot cross buns.
Gonna get her a basketball player real quick.
Period. All-Star weekend.
All-Star weekend. Y'all out of control.
We're getting out of here. Thanks, everybody. Watching us. I'm happy to be back, and we'll be back next weekend for episode 2. And hopefully, you know, she needs to get her internet together by then. And hopefully, Mark will be able to join us as well. I know he's pretty busy. And Taman, you're obviously welcome to come back if you're not doing anything. And so dramatic. Oh my god.
Right.
But this was a lot of fun, y'all, and thanks everybody that's watching. I got like my fucking beard from that thing. And one more time, where can everybody find y'all before we go?
I'm gonna get it together, Tamar. Hold on.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, ThacaryBinks86. Talking shit right now. I'm talking a lot of shit about Big Brother while I'm up there, but it's usually a lot of random shit. Oh my god,
these two, like,
how do I?
Could y'all imagine us all on Big Brother on the same season, Chad? Can you imagine?
It would be fun.
Yes.
It would be so hard to get rid of y'all. All right, Tim, would you like to tell them where they can find you?
Nettie and Sealy down here playing that.
Mad disrespectful.
Very.
Oh wait, don't do it.
Oh,
look what you started, Mike.
Oh shit!
This is out of control, child. This is like the real Brady Bunch, the one that wouldn't have made CNBC, child.
Okay, they live in Singleton.
Oh shit!
You can find me at Taman Kane on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Why that creep up on me?
What?
Just in case, you know, you want to gift me with a movie or so, I don't know. That's where you can find me.
Yo.
I'll take a sip to that too.
Oh, I'm like dying. Ghoulish.
Okay, so you can find me on all things at Brother Ghoulish. And like I said, my website is brotherghoulish.com. And right now, I am releasing my first book, which is a Black queer, unapologetically at that, horror short story collection. So definitely head to my website and just click on where it says "There's Something Wrong in Morganton County."
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm excited. Yes. Everybody better cop that joint. I'm just saying.
Period.
I can't wait to get y'all opinions on some of these stories. Y'all know I'll be wild, and y'all talk to me every day. So you know it's going to be some foolishness in there. But
speaking of foolishness, when we get off of the slide, I gotta ask y'all about this movie I just watched.
Oh, let's do it. I'm game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. We're going to bounce, and we'll see y'all next week. Most likely, probably Friday again, if that works for everybody. And yeah, bye.
Tomorrow.